I discovered as I was learning more and more that actually I had a lot of changes still to make on my modules. And the one change that really I made and that really worked for me was to enable alternative means of expressing learning. So prior to doing the badge, I had always expected all students to do exactly the same assessment, and I thought that that was fair and reasonable. But actually, as I went through the materials and learned more, I realised that it's not really fair to expect everyone to express their understanding in the same ways.
No two learners are the same in how they actually achieve learning objectives and how they prefer to engage with course materials. So by ensuring that you actually strive to have mixed methods, whether it be a mix of videos, activities, discussion forums, whatever it is, you're ensuring that you're not focusing too much on one particular learning method and you're not isolating any particular group of your learners. By giving them the option, you're taking a lot of pressure off them. And again, you're not just addressing the needs of any particular group. You're spreading the burden.
Last year, I changed the traditional written report to an online blog, and I used a tool, MS Sway, for this. And this allowed participants to showcase their teaching plans and innovations using multimedia, videos, links, and in an open manner. I introduced a change because I am an advocate for open pedagogical practice, and this was an opportunity for them to open up their teaching practice and to do it through a blog as opposed to the traditional written format.
Using learning reflections along with peer discussion forums, group work, collaboration and scaffolded coursework has allowed my students from different cultural and academic backgrounds to engage in different methods of learning in my classes. In keeping with the UDL principle of multiple means of action or expression, students are offered the option of submitting their reflections in whatever form they wish, written form, audio form or audiovisual form. This has necessitated me rewriting assignment briefs, adding instructions around content, length and submission. It's also important for me to ensure fairness and standards as well as alignment with learning outcomes. But students know that they have such choices in assignment types from the outset of their modules.
In terms of someone who's returned to education, maybe after a long absence or it's their first time engaging in further education, since their leaving cert or whatever professional development course is done before, is that UDL really gets in tune with their needs. It ensures that their particular requirements or their own unique approaches to learning, that they are being addressed, and to ensure that they do get the optimum learning experience and achieve the learning objective.
So sometimes students would previously have had to write an essay. Now they can write a blog post, or they can maybe do an online presentation instead. For the students, this really has been a really positive change, because it means that those who maybe find writing more difficult have other ways of showing that they've learned, and yet they're still stretching themselves and they're still meeting the learning outcomes. So it's still really working as a learning experience and activity for them. And I think most of all what's positive about these changes is that because students choose what means of assessment they're going to take for any given assignment, they really have more ownership of their learning, and I think that they're happier with the experience. The pleasure in having multiple means of expression is that you get to review different types of assignments, and as a teacher that makes the prospect of grading more interesting.